Adam22 got served with divorce papers at his Studio City home on July 15th. That's the second time this year someone has walked up to his door with legal paperwork claiming his wife wants out of their marriage. The first time, back in June, his wife Lena, the plug, spent days denying it, before finally telling TMZ the whole thing was fraudulent. Now it's happened again. And this time, the stranger allegedly behind it all didn't stop at filing paperwork. He had it formally delivered. For a couple who built an entire career on turning their personal life into content, this is the one storyline neither of them appears to be controlling. Let's go back to how this started, because the details matter here, and they get stranger the further back you look. On June 1st, Lena Nersesian, known online as Lena the Plug, filed for divorce from her husband Adam22, better known as Adam22, in Los Angeles County Superior Court. She filed it herself, without a lawyer, and the date she chose happened to be her 35th birthday. According to the divorce docs obtained by TMZ, she wanted legal and physical custody of their 5-year-old daughter. She was also seeking half of the couple's $1.1 million entertainment studio. The filing painted an odd financial picture. Lena claimed she didn't have a job and that her only income was $3,000 a month in spousal support from Adam. That's a striking detail for someone who runs one of the more recognizable OnlyFans brands in the industry. In the paperwork, she wrote that she had no access to any financial resources or actual financial information in the marriage, that all the amounts she'd entered were estimates. She also listed April 15th as their date of separation, nearly 2 months before she actually filed. Adam's public reaction didn't exactly read as heartbreak. He posted F-freedom on his Instagram stories on June 3rd, the day the story broke. A day later, he wrote a different Instagram story reading, "All black women who want to date me, please DM me. I will buy you a car." If this was a real divorce, Adam was treating it like a party. But by June 4th, the story flipped. Lena posted a video on X addressing what she called the chaos around the TMZ report, and she said flatly that the filing wasn't hers.
To address the chaos. Last month, I went to check my mailbox and I had all of this rejected paperwork from a courthouse.
She said the drama started when she checked her mailbox and found rejected divorce paperwork that had allegedly been submitted using her name, her address, and a forged signature. She went further, claiming the rejected filing had come with a $435 check attached, made out from a man whose name she recognized. 2 days later, a TMZ update confirmed Lena was refuting the claim that she only receives $3,000 a month.
Rejected paperwork from a courthouse. Somebody has been trying to file
in spousal support, insisting that she and Adam are both breadwinners with access to their shared finances. In other words, according to Lena, none of the financial details in the original filing were even accurate. Then things got more serious. On June 8th, it came out that Lena had gone to the Los Angeles Police Department. LAPD officer David Queller confirmed to People that police responded to Nersesian's home on May 6th, where a report of identity theft and forgery was filed. That date is the detail that reframes this entire story. Lena and Adam were already dealing with this situation, with police involvement, a full month before the public ever heard the word divorce. According to law enforcement sources who spoke to TMZ, Lena had contacted police specifically to report forgery and identity theft on May 6th. The man she believes is responsible has a theory attached to him that's almost as strange as the filings themselves. He reportedly believes he's in a real relationship with Lena, though she maintains he's being catfished by someone impersonating her. The LAPD investigation reportedly stems from the idea that this individual believes he's communicating with Lena directly, someone using her identity to correspond with him. He's allegedly requested wellness checks on Lena in the past, driven by a belief that Adam22 was abusing her. Lena herself offered a theory for his motive in a TMZ interview, saying, Maybe this person is so upset by our lifestyle and by the fact that Adam allows me to have these extramarital relationships, so they want to free me from him by filing for this divorce. That's her explanation, not a confirmed fact. But it's notable that she's tying the alleged stalker's actions directly to the nature of her and Adam's very public open marriage. That marriage is central to understanding why this story generated as much attention as it did in the first place. Lena and Adam don't run a conventional relationship, and they've never hidden that. They co-host adult content projects together. They've filmed scenes with other performers as part of their business, and their podcast work often features conversations with adult film stars about the industry. One of the more talked about chapters involved performer Jason Love, who filmed a scene with Lena in 2023. After that shoot, Love gave an interview where he suggested he'd physically outperformed Adam, while acknowledging that a physical performance and an emotional relationship are two different things. Adam responded by blacklisting Love from working with Lena again. It's the kind of dynamic that makes their fan base primed to believe almost anything about their relationship, which may be part of why the fake divorce story spread so fast in the first place. Back to the identity theft claim itself. Lena described the situation in a video, explaining that the man had apparently gotten better at navigating the court system over time. I guess they finally figured out how to properly file for a divorce, because now there is a legitimate case number at the courthouse under my name, she said. She added, "They have been forging my signature, and I know who they are because their name is on the check that got sent to my house, claiming that I want to be divorced." That's an important detail. Whoever filed the initial June paperwork didn't just submit a form online. They mailed a check to the house, using their own name, which is how Lena says she was able to identify them. Whether that led to an arrest, a suspect being named publicly, or any further legal accountability has not been reported. As of the most recent coverage, no name has been released, and no charges have been publicly confirmed. Then there's the part of this story that made things messier for Adam and Lena's own credibility. On June 7th, Adam posted on X and admitted something that complicated the "we had no idea" narrative. He wrote, "We didn't fake a divorce," and shared what he said was a screenshot of a text from a TMZ reporter. According to Adam, Lena knew right away that the filing was the work of the alleged stalker with forged signatures.
Who is not me, has been trying to file for divorce on my behalf. I know this.
And she wanted to debunk it immediately, but the two of them decided to let the story run for a couple of days first to get free publicity out of it. That admission matters because it means the couple, by Adam's own account, knowingly let a false divorce narrative circulate publicly for days before correcting it, even though they say they understood almost immediately what was actually happening. It doesn't change the underlying claim that a third party filed, the fraudulent paperwork, but it does mean the public confusion around the story wasn't purely a byproduct of an outside stalker. Part of it was a deliberate choice by Adam and Lena themselves. That context is worth holding on to, because it's exactly why so many people assumed the entire divorce was a manufactured stunt when it first broke. Rather than accepting the identity theft explanation, a couple whose business runs on internet attention, admitting they used a real police matter as promotional material, is not going to have an easy time convincing an audience that the follow-up chapter is serious too. Which brings the story to July. According to TMZ's July 23rd report, court documents were filed on Tuesday, July 21st, by the same person claiming to be Lena. And this filing showed that a process server delivered legal paperwork to Adam22 on July 15th at his home in Studio City, California. Adam confirmed to TMZ that he was served with the papers. This wasn't a repeat of the original June filing. It was a new escalation, with the case actually being pushed forward procedurally, using formal service of process, the same mechanism used in real, contested divorces. Adam told TMZ he wants police or the FBI to get involved, but said he hadn't heard back from any agency at the time of the report. The Express Tribune's coverage of the same story added that the documents were delivered specifically to Adam's Studio City residence, and that he confirmed receiving the paperwork while expressing hope that law enforcement, including the FBI, would step in, though no response had come yet. What makes this particular update strange isn't just that the fake filing continued. It's that it continued despite Lena having gone public, gone to the police, and had an active LAPD investigation running since May. Whoever is doing this either doesn't know that Lena has denied everything, doesn't care, or is continuing to operate under the theory that Lena secretly wants out and is being prevented from saying so, which was the alleged motive floated back in June. Hot New Hip Hop's coverage of the July development pointed out the obvious frustration in the situation. As of that report, no one from the court system or law enforcement had reached out to Adam and Lena to help resolve any of it, leaving the couple to deal with an escalating legal situation largely on their own. That's a notable gap. A case number exists at the Los Angeles County Superior Court. A process server was hired and paid to physically deliver documents to a specific residential address. Yet according to the couple's own account, there's been no institutional intervention to shut the fraudulent case down, despite a law enforcement report having been on file since early May. There are a lot of open questions here that remain genuinely unverified. It's not publicly confirmed who this individual is. It's not confirmed whether the LAPD investigation has produced a suspect, an arrest, or any charges. It's not confirmed how someone without Lena's cooperation was able to generate a legitimate case number at the courthouse, or how repeated filings under a forged signature have continued without being flagged and dismissed by court staff processing them. It's also unclear what recourse Adam and Lena actually have if law enforcement continues not to respond, since the case is technically live in the court system, regardless of whether the underlying petition is fraudulent. For context on who's involved here, both Adam and Lena have built substantial platforms out of exactly this kind of unfiltered, high-visibility lifestyle content. Adam22 runs No Jumper, the podcast and media brand he founded, that's interviewed a long